friends, let's go on a little quest. Our quest location has been reached. This is, in fact, the municipal park of Hasselt. A strange place for a quest? No, not at all. Well, this is actually just where our quest will start, as we will check our quest objects, multiple flax seeds. We are going to participate in a little community project that is dubbed Welkom in Vlasselt, because it's Vlas in Hasselt, flax in Hasselt. But then in Dutch, of course, we are going to locate the chickens that are right now plowing the ground somewhere here in a municipal park and get our flaxes. We have obtained the seeds. Welkom in Vlasselt. That's planned. The flax seeds. I have reserved this plot of land for the flax. It has been covered in leaves all winter, so I do hope the amount of weeds that aren't flax growing here will be contained to a minimum. Maybe I need to read you instructions. So, Nomad City experiments with how we can revive lost elements of flax industry. Nice. Some great graphics. So, flax is best to be sown on bare ground, so plowed or with some extra compost. Okay, choose a spot in the sun. A little bit of shadow is not bad. Is not. This is in Dutch. Dutch to English. Direct translation is awful. Anyway, it's a sunny, also a little bit shady spot, so that's okay. Loosen up the top 5 centimeters of the soil. I think I just did that. I think I did that good without reading the instructions. Who needs instructions? No Chaos Goblin needs instructions. Let's plant those seeds. Lots of worms coming out of this ground. Must be pretty fertile. I asked for seeds for 2 square meters, but I think I might have overestimated my plot of land, so I'm going to keep a little bit and just stamp these on. That might have already been too much water. God dang it. Part 1 of our quest done. And here we are, a little over 2 weeks into the flax growing. Boop, 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 boop. They have germinated, that's for sure. What I think happened though is because there was a lot of rain the last couple of weeks, they all like drifted to 2 sides, kind of where the rain indented the earth, so there's like 2 spots of flax. Anyway, they're growing. Unlike their friends over here, there is a woad in one of these 2 pots. And I planted that like a week earlier than the flax, and those should be cornflowers, radishes. Not seeing much yet over here. Important update! It is mid-June and we have flax flowers. Look at them being so pretty, so pretty. Good work, my little flax plants. Good work. Good morning, it is July 13th and it is time to harvest the flax because it is turning from green to yellow and mostly because they're picking it up in the afternoon. So let's harvest. Oh, I'm being stroked by my plant. Keep your fingers to yourself, thank you. I feel like not much has survived the incoming attack of big grass, but we'll see what we get when we tear it out. Maybe it's more than we expect. So flax is torn out, root and all. Here is our flax harvest. That's not spectacular, of course, but more than what I expected from having such a small plot. Yeah, I don't think you can weave an entire dress out of this, but a napkin maybe? We'll see. This will get added to the flags that everyone in Hasselt has been growing. Well, everyone, around 20 people. And yeah, it will now continue on with all the stages of flax preparation, so the retting and stuff. And then maybe in August or something, we'll get together to spin it. It sounds exciting. Now, just wait for Steph and Elke to pick this up this afternoon. I also contributed to this project by visiting Steph and Elke, the organizers of Welkom in Vlasselt, and actually helping them figure out their spinning wheels. While they were proficient with spindles already, they had never spun on a wheel, and they asked me to come over and help them, which was a very lovely afternoon, as you can see from this footage. And now they have a new skill, which is spinning on a spinning wheel. It was my first time quote-unquote teaching, so as I said, it was a nice afternoon, but also a little bit awkward. Might be something to, practice in the future. It is time. Let's go and spin some flax. Going to put Bernadette in the car, and now we can head over to what have essentially become my friends over at Nomad City. Oh, Bernadette, you're too tall. There we go. All nice and secure. We have arrived. Bernadette is actually already in their good care. I just went back to my car to fetch actually my block-in mats. I brought them just in case the grass would be too wet, and I don't want to put Bernadette in completely wet grass. Yeah, that's a thing that I worry about the wood of this particular, I'm going the wrong way, about this particular vintage ancient spinning wheel. There we are. That's our spot. That is Nomad City. Don't know if you could see much, but that's where we have to go. While I was at the Flax spinning meetup, I recorded without sound, thinking I'll do a voiceover with some profound thoughts. Turns out I'm not at all that great with profound thoughts. So let me instead tell you about the workshops that Nomad City organized in the meantime that I personally did not participate in.
Together with the other Vlasselaars, they DIY'd all the tools necessary to process the flax. The brake, ripple, scutching board and knife, the hackles, but even some Turkish spindles. All was handcrafted from wood. Talk about dedication to your project. Not to mention the food that was served for all the participants. And just as with the spinning wheel, as I mentioned earlier, it's not that they were particularly knowledgeable about all these tools going into the entire project. They told me that the idea for Welkom in Vlasselt came to them one midday during lunch while they were rightfully pissed at the current state of our textile industry. During this 6-month project, they researched all they could find on flax and processing. After a while, they got into contact with the Flax and Textile Museum in Kortrijk, who told them that basically we were not using the best kind of flax seeds for textile production. So if you think the fibers I've been heckling looked short, yeah, you're right. Next year they will organize a project again, but this time in conjunction with the museum, who will help them with the right seeds and so on and so forth. Participating in this community project demystified working with flax for me. Somehow flax looked like this impossibly difficult fiber to work with that I could never tackle on my own. Tackling it together with a broader community that all have their own specialty and their own motivation to work on it felt a lot more doable. And it was. Under the guidance of Stelfa and Elke, we managed to spin up a little bit of usable linen as a community, while having fun, making friends and having an altogether super wholesome 6 months. I would like to imagine that this is also how it was historically done, not just one person doing all the steps, but a community coming together. In fact, there used to be different types of scutching knives depending on whether a man or a woman was wielding it. Many of you know that I am essentially a very big introvert with a very small social battery. So when I saw the article about this project in our local newspaper, I was a little bit hesitant to sign up for it. But I'm more than glad that my curiosity about flax won from my people avoidance behavior.
So that was a very nice day, but that probably was also the end of my participation in this Welkom in Vlasselt project. As of now, they're going to start weaving with the material and make a nice tablecloth to have a nice party with all the participants. But I will be sadly not in the country for that. I might be able to get some footage of the weaving next week. If I am able to, you will see it now. And otherwise, I am going to head home with a lot of experience now with a new fiber that I sadly couldn't take home with me, but it's for the greater good, for the community, and well, with a lot of courage to maybe in the future also try some linen harvesting, growing, doing all the processes and then spinning it myself. And something that linen looked like such a big endeavor to me that I would never be able to do, but now that I have seen some of the steps, maybe I can. Anyway, that is for the future. For now, if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe. But as for me and as for Bernadette on the backseat, we will see you in a next video. But before you do that, maybe you could look at some more spinning shenanigans. Bye!